Welcome, Hornets, and thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be going over the warm-up, which is for the Friday prior to our holiday on Euler's method. So in front of you, you'll notice I've got the two problems which were our warm-up for today, and hopefully you're looking at it in an effort to try to learn the material. So you'll notice we are given P of 1 equals 2, and we're told that our differential dy dx is 3x minus y, the quantity over 2. We're going to use Euler's method to approximate P of 2 using two equal steps. So the way we're going to do this is we want to start off with the chart. Now the chart is consistently made every single time. So what you need to do is remember that you start with x, then y, then dx, dy dx, dy, and I like to add new y. This is so that I can see what I'm adding, and it kind of makes it a little easier for me. They say to use two equal steps. So if I'm starting at 1 and I'm trying to get to 2 in 2 steps, each step has to be 1/2 in length. This is our delta x. And you recall that the delta x is made by working with b minus a divided by n. N is the number of steps, and b and a are two endpoints of our integration. So we have 2 minus 1, and my answer is 1/2. So I'm going to start with a 1/2 in the first and the second, and I put down 3/2 right here in order to figure out the middle number. Now we already know that our first y is 2, and we were told that our dy dx, or y prime, was 3x minus y divided by 2. So we have to take our x and our y, and we have to plug them in. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 1 and plug it in for the x, and then subtract 2 for the y. I end up getting a 1/2, and when I multiply these two together, I get dy. So 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4, and I now add 1/4 to the 2 to give me 9/4. I'm now going to put 9/4 in, and I'm looking at 9/2 minus 9/4 is 9/4 divided by 2 gives me 9/8. I now multiply 1/2 times 9/8. I get 9/16, and I add the 9/16 to the 9/4, which becomes 36/16, and I end up getting 45/16. That's the answer we're looking for. And therefore, our P of 2 is 45/16, and this is approximately 2.8125. Okay? This brings us to our second warm-up question for today, and this has 3 equal steps. We're trying to find P of 3 starting at P of 2. And our dy dx is x minus 4 divided by 4. So we're going to start with our chart again. We're going to put in our x and our y. We're going to find delta x and put them along the x in the first 3 spots. And then we're going to slowly figure out our x. Once we have our x's and our delta x's in place, we're then going to use our x, find dy dx, and begin process. Here we go. Once again, we always start with the same chart. X, y, dx, dy dx, dy, new y. These two are multiplied together in order to get dy. To find our dy, they told us that dy was x minus 4 divided by 4. Since we're trying to go from, now I'm finding my delta x, we're going from 2 to 3, and we want 3 steps. We're looking at our delta x equaling 1/3. That's 1/3 happening 3 times. We're starting at 2, and y is 4, which means that this is going to become 7/3, followed by 8/3, followed by 9/3, which is 3. And what we're looking for is this answer right here. So we're going to have to take the 2 and we're going to have to put it into our delta, our dy dx. That's going to give me a -1/2. And when I now multiply, I have a -1/2 times my 1/3, and I get a -1/6. I'm adding 4 minus 1/6 gives me 23/6. So this is my first answer, which goes here. And I'm now putting in 7/3 minus 4 divided by 4 is going to give me -5/12. Multiplying 1/3 by -5/12, I get -5/36, which I now add to the 23/6. And I'm going to end up with 133/36. I'm now taking 8/3. I'm subtracting 4. I'm dividing by 4, and I end up with a -1/3. I multiply 1/3 by -1/3, and I get -1/9. I add the -1/9 to the positive 133/36, and this will simplify to 43/12, which is approximately 3.583 repeating. 3.583 repeating. Well, 43/12 is my answer, so I can now say that P of 3 is 43/12, or approximately 3.583 repeating. And that is our warm-up for today. Hopefully this has helped you. If it has, please remember to click like so that I know that I've done a good job. Otherwise, please give me suggestions so that I can improve and do a better job next time. Thank you very much for your time and your patience, and I certainly hope this helps. Be well, Hornets. Take care and be safe, and we'll see you all later. Bye-bye now.